following information. The 5 questions you must ask your current listing agent. How do you verify that actually the agent that you decide to hire is doing the right job? And the first question that you must be asking this current listing agent is, can I see the images and videos of my property in the MLS? It is very important. Many homeowners go out there selling their properties and they don't even know the way their property looks online. And why is this important? Well, it is important because today's day, 95 to 97% of the prospect buyers are looking at properties online. So if they don't like the way your property looks online, they're not coming to see the property. So when you're able to see those pictures, make sure that you're able to fall in love with your property. The same way you feel when you see those pictures on the MLS, that's the same way all of the buyers are feeling about it. So it might be a great property, it might be a fantastic property, but the way it looks online is terrible. That's why people, they don't want to waste their time coming to see a property, but they don't fall in love with to begin with. The second question that you must be asking your listing agent is, other than the MLS, meaning that other than listing your property on the MLS, what else are you doing to sell my property? Why? Well, today's day, we are in the buyer's market. And in a buyer's market, you got to have an agent or a listing agent that is willing to go the extra mile. Why? Because just by listing, and you have to understand this, just by listing your property in the MLS will not sell it. Not for top price. If you want to sell it for 20% or 30% below market value, that's okay. Just by listing on the MLS, it will sell. But if you want to get top price for your property, there are additional efforts that they need to be made, such as open houses, marketing the unit through mailing campaigns, email campaign. In your area, in your building, there must be a social page. Your property needs to be there. Your property needs to be everywhere online. And for that, your listing agent needs to spend extra time and extra money. If they're not doing that, the property is not going to sell. And the third question also, I think, is very important. You got to ask your agent, Mr. John or Mr. Katerina, how well do you know my area? Why is this question important? Because it's very hard to sell something if you don't know the area, if you don't know what happened in your local market. How am I going to sell something in Fort Lauderdale when I live in Miami Beach, when I do most of my business in Miami Beach? How do I know how many properties are out there? How do I know the prospect buyer that are looking for properties in that area? And if you live in a building, even more important. How do you able to sell a unit in a building if you don't know the regulation of the building? If you don't know the ability of financing in the building? It will be very hard to get your unit on the contract with a prospect buyer, and 30 days later you find out that the buyer wasn't able to qualify because they had a 50-pound dog and the building doesn't allow 50-pound dogs, or because they only were putting 5% down and that lender that they're using does not support the building. And that is something that you can avoid by asking your agent this question. How many properties for sale in the area? How many properties were sold last month in the area? What is the average sale per square feet in this area? How many other properties similar to mine are also for sale? What are the lenders that are actually making loans in this building? What are the regulations of this building? You know the area, you know the building, you know the answer to this question. But your agent, the person that you hire to sell your property, they need to know the answer. They need to know what they're doing. The fourth question is, Mr. John or Mr. Katerina, are you present in every single showing of my property? Why is this important? Why does your listing agent needs to be present for every showing? In most cases, the listing agent put the property on a market, on a lockbox. So if your agent puts the property on a lockbox, usually the agent, the buyer's agent, or the buyer comes in, they get the combination to the lockbox, they see the property, and they leave. Why is that is affecting the sale of your property? Well, one of the reasons is you get only one chance. You agents get only one chance to meet the prospect buyer of your property. You get only one chance to make a first impression. So what happens is, it is your chance, it is your opportunity to show that buyer or that agent's buyer, how good is your property, the good things that your property have, and why is your property a better option than any other property that they saw before or any other property that they're planning to see. Because if your agent is not present, they're going to come, they're going to take a look at what they see. They probably don't even know the neighborhoods. They probably don't even know the area, and they're going to leave. And you're going to say, why? My property is very nice. My property is a corner unit. My property is a corner lot. It's a double lot. It's in front of the water. It has easy access to the highway. I know. But the buyer doesn't know, and the buyer's agent doesn't know, and the listing agent, which is you are paying very high amount of money to sell your property, was not there either. So that is a buyer that you lost. Okay? So guys, after you finish with these 4 questions, if you are happy with the answer to these 4 questions, then you should consider the price of your property. Why? Because the first question, the first answer that you get when you call your listing agent or you call the person that is selling the property for you, hey, why is my property not selling? Guess what the first thing they say to you? Oh, we have to reduce the price. Why should you be giving up? Why the first solution of your property not selling should be you giving money away from your property or from your profit of your property? Why would that be the first solution? Why we cannot go to the image of the property, to the marketing of the property, to the knowledge of the area, to the way the property is being sold? If you meet all these facts and then you realize that everything has been done, then you should consider reducing the price of your property. However, you need someone with knowledge to show you and to guide you how to properly reduce the price of the property. And if you have any questions, on how to do all this, you can always give us a call. Our phone number is 305-219-8343. And if you want to download, if you want to know the steps one by one on how to sell your property, you should visit the website sellers101.net. One more time, sellers101.net. Right there, you're going to be able to download the steps that you must follow to sell your property. One more time, guys, thank you for being with us. I want to hear some comments. I want you to tell me, I want you to make some comments. Ask me some questions. I want to know, what do you think about this? What are the questions that you have regarding the sale of your property? Thank you for watching, and I see you guys next time.